Well, hello, hello, hello. Much love to you all. May God bless you all. Hit that like button, share this out. We're going to continue with the Hebrew words. We're going to talk about visualizing the word here. And the Hebrew language is very close to the body. You can see it, touch it, feel it sometimes, And the reason why I'm going to say this, you might say, I don't really get that. I mean, we described a word not too long ago, the word hope, how it also can mean cord, or how ruach, the spirit, means breath or wind. So in the Hebrew, we get the image and the abstract idea. When it's translated to English, we lose the image, but we keep the abstract idea. And with a few words I'm going to talk about is for instance going to enlighten this. The word vanity is going to be one of the first ones that we're going to talk about. 5 times in this verse in Ecclesiastes 1:2 is vanity mentioned. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. The fact that it is a teacher, a preacher that is speaking this, uh, you know, it helps us understand context here. It isn't like we're listening to a sales rep boast about this bathroom vanity set that you're getting ready to buy, correct? So we get a very abstract idea here with things. Vanity can mean a lot. For instance, let's just click on the word here and let me back up real quick. So, vanity here, we see it's pronounced
Strong's H, 1892. Hevel, Hevel.
Hevel, vapor, breath, vapor, vanity, vainly. We look at, people can be very overestimating themselves with their self importance, which is vain. We're linking this to worthlessness, and stuff that's unprofitable. And it's mentioned all throughout this. And it's actually very close to this word,
Strong's H, 1893. Hevel, Hevel.
pronounced the same, but this is Abel's name, which means breath. So it's very, very close to Abel's name in Hebrew. And also, we can look here at it root words from this word,
Strong's H, 1891. Havel, Havel.
which is mentioned a lot less, but it is mentioned to vain instead of vanity, which is to fill with vain hopes, to become vain, to become empty, to act empty. So, yes, these words all relate together, and it's just amazing how this language works. This can literally stand for breath, just as the same for Abel. They're pronounced the same, they sound the same, except there's different meanings. But one unity with this, Vanity and Abel both talk about breath. And it is like a puff of air. And that's what I want us to have the abstract image here of what's being talked about here. You know, Basically, let's think about somebody's blowing bubbles. As kids play with bubbles. Wow, it's so amazing. They float through the sky there 1 minute, but then the next they're gone. They pop, they vanish. That's exactly what we see happens with this word, vanity. And Ecclesiastes talks a lot about hevel, vanity, in making statements that we constantly keep seeing this, that things like laughter, pleasure, enjoyment, youthfulness, they vanish as quick as a breath of air. I want you to think about this. Somebody spends a lot of money, goes to a amusement park, and within hours that enjoyment's gone because it's just a memory now that they have went on about their life. Your youthfulness, you're 19 one day, the next day you're 39 years old. It's vain. People have laughter. You laugh, but then the next day you could be crying, sad. So take that into consideration, everything being said here. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 2:1. I said in mine heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this is also vanity. So this backs up what I'm talking about here. This hevel, a puff of air, this enjoyment was nothing but just here one day, gone the next. Or we try to become wise, but we suffer the fate of a fool. Look in verse 15 of chapter 2 of Ecclesiastes. Then said I in my heart, As it happeneth to the fool, so it happeneth even to me. And why was I more wise? Then I said in my heart, this is also vanity. Verse 17 continues, therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of spirit. And we also try to keep our insights are havel. They're a puff of air. They're vanity. People all around us and even ourselves are more closer than death than we can even realize. I want you to look in Ecclesiastes 3, verse 19. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Every one that befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast for all his vanity. Our lives are Havel, a puff of air. Our dreams, they come to nothing. Yes, chapter 5 verse 7. Chapter 5 verse 7. For in the multitude of dreams and many words there are also diverse vanities, but thou fear God. So it even tells us our dreams can be vain. They are Havel, vanity, a puff of air. We work hard, but we have little to show for it in a society where we're morally bankrupt. Look in Ecclesiastes 5, verse 10. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. Our accomplishments are Havel, vanity, a puff of air. Let's go to chapter 2, verse 11. Then I looked at all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and a vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. So this overall message is to really try to, you know, show us that things are pointless without God. Everything in our lives need to be centered to it. See, and what was being preached here in Ecclesiastes is still very relevant today. Take, for instance, doctors and nurses. They work tirelessly to tend to the sick, but the sick still die. Construction workers build a building, but then tomorrow a building that was built is demolished by a demolition crew. We see that teachers teach things, but then throughout time, we forget those things that teachers taught us. Sales reps sell you stuff, but then they end up in a garbage dump the next day. Workers store up a lifetime of savings, but except they still want more. We wash dishes, but the next time we eat, they're dirty again. We work hard, but our fruits vanish like the breath on a cold morning day. You get it? Let's look in Proverbs 31, verse 30. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. We even see here that there's deceitfulness with youth and beauty. How many countless times have people spent so much time to sit here and to try to cover up flaws and to try to do things, but it ends up being vanity. It vanishes as the wind. Because Havel, vanity, refers to things that pass away, we also need to look at it being referred to idols because, yes, Deuteronomy 32, verse 21 talks about this. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. So, yeah, vanity is related with idols. Here's the word for idol.
Strong's H 457. Eliel. Eliel.
It's an image of no value, a false god, something that doesn't mean anything. By analogy, vain or vanity is related to idol. So, philosophers have even pointed towards things that climate, philosophers through the history of time have said climate change feels less threatening, so let's call it global warming. Fruit snack sounds healthier than telling people that it is sugared gummies with fruit like flavor that actually leads to heart disease. It sounds better to label people of a certain color instead of just saying what we actually are. We're all bleeding the same blood. See, the point is when idols are reduced to puffs of air, they lose their power. They're nothing, they're vain. And the Bible is trying to teach us with vanity that the things that we look to that are temporal vanish away. But there's one thing that does not vanish away, and that is the word of the Lord. It will not return void. Keep your eyes on that prize. You fight from victory, not from defeat. And that is thanks to King Jesus. Smash the like button on the way out, and much love.